As live music fans and musicians, we're all at risk for permanent hearing damage. The standard options for ear protection are foam earplugs, which block everything out so you can't hear anything at all. And then there are custom musician earplugs, which are really expensive. Vibes high-fidelity earplugs, as seen on Shark Tank, are affordable, reusable earplugs designed for live music fans and musicians. Instead of blocking out all sound, Vibes reduce the volume of loud live music to a safer and more comfortable level that prevents permanent hearing damage and ear pain, while still allowing you to hear the music clearly, whether you're a live music fan or a musician. Vibes' clear, low-profile design make them virtually invisible in your ears so you can be discreet about wearing hearing protection in public. Each pair also includes a carrying case and 3 sizes of interchangeable ear tips to ensure a comfortable fit for any sized ear. Vibes are used by hundreds of thousands of live music fans and musicians around the world, and they're trusted by the country's top professional orchestras and college music programs who outfit their musicians with them. Go to vibesearplugs.com/NSR to learn more and to get yourself a pair of Vibes high-fidelity earplugs for less than $30. That's vibesearplugs.com/NSR. vibesearplugs.com/NSR. Vibes high-fidelity earplugs are great for all live music fans and musicians, and they make a great holiday gift. So check them out. Protect your ears with Vibes.
Why can't every day be like this? No simple road. Yeah, no, I've been on that road too.
I don't feel tardy.
You are.
No, I'm not.
Very tardy.
Oh,
Was all that kerfuffle?
it's just a thing. Don't worry about it, man.
Oh,
I had another thing going on, tracks, and hey now, No Super Family, it's Aaron.
It's Mel.
An apple.
Weekly Rewind.
And
You're
Darwin.
here. We're here. We did it. We're back for the Weekly Rewind, everybody.
What?
We didn't disappoint y'all or ourselves this week. You know, sometimes we're doing stuff.
I don't ever get disappointed if we don't record.
Really?
Never.
I kind of
I might
sometimes.
want to, but I'm not disappointed.
I feel a certain level of
let our
yeah.
listeners
I
down
know
or
that
something.
there's certain people out there that are looking forward to listening, and I
You know
hate
what I say to
letting
those
them
people? You get a Friday episode. Boom. In your face.
down. Well, that's Mel
Or-
for you, everybody.
That's
or most people, other than John B,
Yeah.
have not listened to every single episode. So that's a time to go back in the treasure trove and find something
Be like, ooh.
you have not listened to.
I never listened to that episode with friggin'
Andy Frasco,
yeah.
or whoever.
Yeah.
We
I
just
was
did,
gonna say Paul Rudd, and I know
We've never had
no, I
Paul
know.
Rudd on the show,
I
man.
know.
Yeah, go look.
I haven't listened
go
to that episode
Let us
either.
know if you find that one. We'd be interested to hear it.
wow.
Paul Rudd would be a great guest, I think.
That'd
I
be a
would
lot of
love
fun.
to have Paul Rudd on.
Yeah.
So, Paul, when you hear
He's
this,
my, you know what? He's my rom-com crush. I don't like him like he's cute, but like I love when he's in rom-coms, and I always want to see them.
it's all, you know
Wanderlust
what's
is one of my favorite movies of all time because I feel like that's you and my life in a movie, sort of.
Ish.
And with Paul Rudd and anything, you know it's going to be better.
I know, he's
it's
great.
Like he made the remake of Ghostbusters awesome.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
awesome. I don't know
Hi.
about
Paul
awesome.
Rudd, we love you out here.
Yeah. If you're listening, or if somebody out there is like homies with Paul.
Yeah,
let him
we'd
know.
love to have him on.
I was gonna say Paul
Put the time.
Hoffman.
Oh yeah, you could listen to that.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
that one, but I didn't say it because
Yeah.
now I did.
So we just did an interview just before this with a band called Soma Kirtan, and I urge all of you to go follow them right now. Just, I'm not even gonna give you any more context than that. SOMAKIRTAN on Instagram. Go
Yeah.
check it out.
Go listen to their music, and then you'll be more prepared for when you get to hear the interview.
Oh, I forgot. The
conversation.
Weekly Rewind is brought to you in collaboration with The Grateful Mountain.
The Grateful
Yeah,
Mountain.
man. If you want some amazing, dope ass custom tie dye, that's where you go. The Grateful Mountain. oh shit, he has a new website.
My
What?
It's the
Shopify.
Grateful Mountain.
I'm gonna look it up here, guys. Talk.
Yeah.
The Grateful Mountain at myshopify.com.
You sure about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like 90% sure.
Okay.
I know
But
it's
Aaron's-
Shopify.
Aaron's checking on it.
Because I said Spotify, and it's like
And
Spotify
you know what?
doesn't have a market.
Travis, we're sorry we don't have our act together, but we're gonna get it, and people are gonna know the right
Yeah,
thing once
it's all
we.
right.
Yeah.
Oh man, come on. Hey, Mel, you were right. thegratefulmountain.myshopify.com.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom,
Drop
baby.
the mic, Mel.
So if you've always wanted some tie-dye overalls or shorts, Bobby style shorts, or a tie-dye bucket hat or whatever, I'm just naming nuts, but
Yeah. Anything that's cute that you want, even maybe a blanket. Maybe you're like, ooh, I want some sheets, tie-dye sheets. They might cost you a little bit, but they'd be dope for like a cool guest bedroom with some like flowers, tie-dye sheets. Right? Why not?
put in the promo code NSR20, you're going to get 20% off, and he's doing free shipping in the US. So,
And he's usually throwing down some cool slaps to, put those stickers on everything.
and you know what? Like, I said this to somebody on Instagram in the DMs. All the sponsors that we have on No Simple Road, like, that's the homie. Like, for real. Not that they're a sponsor on No Simple Road, therefore that makes them the homie.
No, like the mattress, avocado mattress. They're not our homies,
No.
and they're also not our sponsor.
Avocado.
Yeah,
That's
there's
a thing?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I don't know that they're made of avocado. I just know it's
Can
called
you eat the
avocado.
mattress?
That's the name.
No.
You spread it on toast?
Yep, it's real good.
Anyway,
Well, there's
Travis
like
is the homie, everybody. Go check it out.
There's blue burrito mattresses too. They're not made out of burritos, but
I don't know that I want
You know
to
what's
eat a blue
cool
burrito.
too? Even after they've been sponsors, they're still our homies.
Yeah.
All of our sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
Melt's back too, everybody.
Melts.
Just so you know.
That's right. You
Slide
melt away
in.
those
That's mushrooms.
blues.
Slide into those DMs at Melt Mushrooms on Instagram. They're giving you 20% off because you're part of the family. Just tell them that we sent you.
That's right.
Yeah, just a little something for your head, if you know what I'm saying. Wink,
So
wink.
guys, yesterday was a really super dope day.
Yep.
And we wanted to share what our experience was because this was the very first time that Newgrass Festival
That we went.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the first happening. And we all went, and we went with Cody. And we didn't stay the whole day because we're fucking
We're
old
old.
and we're not going to do that. But we enjoyed so much of it. We had the pancake breakfast, which was super fun and cool. And we went to the workshops. We covered all the different workshops that they had.
I went to the flat picking workshop with Joe from Never Come
Let's
Down.
hear it. I don't want to. Oh, yeah. Let's hear it.
And when I met him when we interviewed them at String Summit, he said something to me. I asked him, I was like, what advice would you give to a beginning flat picker? And he was like, get rid of the tension. And he was shaking his hands like you're getting water off your hands.
Mhm.
He was like, this
I
motion here.
remember.
And it was very impactful for me, like as a beginning flat picker at the time. And I still struggle with catching myself tensing up. Well, fast forward yesterday, I go to the flat picking workshop. It's Joe from Never Come Down. And it's an entire 1 hour lesson on how to let go of that tension.
Wow.
And it was so fucking dope. And he is such a cool teacher. And like on a level with everybody at the same time. And I'm really nervous in those settings of like playing my instrument in front of other people because I just feel incompetent. And
Well, I'm so confused by that because you actually can play. Like for me, I know why I would be nervous bringing my like banjo. I like barely know an open G and I do know a C chord. But anyway, I'm just saying I would be so nervous because I don't barely know anything. I barely know how to make it sound good. You actually know a lot of stuff. So I don't understand how you could be
we are
nervous.
our own worst critic.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, so you're criticizing yourself in that situation?
Every time I play.
Okay. And that's what I'm saying. I don't understand. So I guess
And
that's
he
helpful.
also said something yesterday that really helped me with that. I was really nervous when we got in there. Cody was going to go to the fiddle workshop and was like, I'll hold your hand and go with you to flat picking. And so we go in there and
Simon's here.
oh, Darwin's trying to get out, everybody. And being nervous in that situation with all those people, at the end, he was like, look, there was a guy there that was brand new. He's like, I'm brand new. I don't really know how to play. When is the right time for me to go to a bluegrass jam? And Joe was like, right now. And the guy was like, really? You think so? He's like, yeah, man. Look, you can sit at home and learn Blackberry Blossom or Red Hair Boy and play it at 150 beats a minute. And great. When you come to the circle, nobody gives a shit that you can play Blackberry Blossom at 150 beats a minute. Nobody cares. You're not coming to the circle to show everybody what you know. You're coming to play music with everybody else. There's no pressure in that. You're just coming to be a part of at whatever level you're at, and the circle is going to meet you there. And I've never heard it put like that. And it made me feel a lot better about going and playing in front of anybody, because who gives a shit?
Yeah.
So
everybody has been a beginner. That the dopest person has been a beginner. Bela Fleck was a beginner.
No, I think Bela Fleck actually was born with a banjo in his hand.
He wasn't.
No?
Came out of the womb.
That would
playing.
really hurt really bad. And so that, no.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, and I'm still not over it, because I'm not necessarily criticizing myself. I'm like, what business do you have here? Like, these people know how to play music. Do you know what I mean? Like,
But
they
I mean,
know.
I guess also that's why you go to a class, is to learn how to play.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So Newgrass had a flat picking workshop,
And
a
then
vocal workshop.
I went to the vocal workshop because the other choice was a fiddle workshop, and I don't have a fiddle. I'm not interested in playing the fiddle, and I'm not a flat picker, but I have a voice, and I totally want to learn how to utilize that better. And so Crystal, Lily, and Caden from Never Come Down, they were the teachers for the vocal workshop. It was so amazing to be able to. So Caden and Lily were kind of like classically, or I would say maybe not classically, but like they were trained in school and had lots of like background in music. Crystal was more, and you know, she said it herself, was like more of feeling and like what feels good. So we got kind of like two sides, like the head side and also the heart side of vocal training yesterday. And it was so incredible to see. We had a pretty good sized group too.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram. There was probably
That was the
25 or
biggest-
30
yeah,
people in
that
there.
was the biggest class.
It kept growing. It kept growing. Like, you know, we kind of started with a small circle and went to keep growing. But at the end, to be able to make a group that big that doesn't know each other sound good together, and to be able to harmony when they don't even know each other's names, that was so impressive and like incredible to me. And I had so much fun too. Like, I truly enjoyed it. I felt like I could have been like at a workshop all day doing that.
We all
you know,
said
break
that at
for
the
lunch, you know, and then like go back, because even them, they were like, that was an hour already. Like, that's it. Like, if it felt like it needed to be like a little bit longer, maybe like an hour and a half, you know, to really get it going.
1 hour goes by quick in those classes.
And then so Apple, talk about what you went to.
Well, I went, but we wanted to cover them all. So first of all, I love Malin's fiddle playing from
Broken
Compass Bluegrass. So I went to go sit in on that. I don't play the fiddle. I don't have a fiddle. So I was just a spectator. And it was really cool. Like I videoed some, because she encouraged to video some of her techniques of like how to do the bow. Like there's more than just back and forth. There's circular patterns.
Will you post it on our Patreon?
Yeah, I got several videos. I also got a video of you, Cody, and Ryan playing, because I went to that probably for about 25 minutes. And then it was getting more technical and stuff. Plus I wanted to see what was going on. So I came up and I went into the flat picking one and stood there and videotaped you guys for a little bit.
Videotaped us? You got a videotape with you?
Yes. I got
Everybody,
it.
Apple had a VHS videotape camera.
I carry it in my pocketbook. Anyway, it's next to my checkbook and my ledger. So anyway, yeah, I videotaped it with my beta. It was on beta. If you guys want to order a copy, send your money to P.O. Box. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Wow.
So I went and watched that for a little bit, and Joe is very fun and like engaging.
Yeah.
He has such a like just chill energy about him. his smile, like he's always kind of grinning and
He looks
smiling.
like he just woke up and he's fixing a car.
And he, yeah. And then it was really cool seeing that. You guys all sounded great together. And then I went out of there and went over. When I came out of that, it was getting towards the end of everything. And I was going to go in the room, but it was so crowded that the vocal lesson room, that was crowded. There was a lot of people, and you were all starting to walk around and singing like at each other, weaving in and out. And I was like, holy shit. And it was loud. You could hear it out in the hallway. And it did. You all sounded like you've been singing longer together than an hour.
Yeah, well, like,
it's pretty amazing, like you said, that they created that with that big of a group of all kinds of different people.
what she did, what they did was they put us in 3 different groups. One was, the lead, one was the baritone, and one was the tenor. And based on what group you were with, you had your tone of baritone, tenor, or lead. And then we were all like in grouped together, and then they were like, okay, let's walk around. So then we just walked around like aimlessly, not like clockwise or counterclockwise, just like back and forth, up and down, so that we could hear everybody's. The practice was first to try to maintain your tone. Don't pick up on someone else's tone. So when you walk by them, whatever they're saying, you're just locked in, and that's your note. Yours to keep, don't worry about if somebody's going higher or lower or whatever. You just lock in. But then when you walk by somebody that has a different tone than you're hearing harmony now, which is so cool, because you're not, I don't know, you're just not somebody who doesn't do sing for a living or is not around that. It's a rare opportunity.
It's a new experience.
Yeah, it's a new experience, and it was just it was a delight. That's what it was. It was delightful.
It was a trip too. Like everybody that was in the flat picking workshop, we went around at the beginning, introduced ourselves, and said, how long we've been playing, what our skill level was. And most everybody in there was like, yeah, I'm a campfire guitar player. I want to learn more about bluegrass and flat picking. And then towards the end, several of the people that had said that are in bluegrass bands that were playing the festival. So the musicians were in there going to the workshop with each other.
But that is cool.
And it really impressed on me the community aspect of the bluegrass scene.
Yeah.
And what Christian from Wolves and People Brewery really did by doing this festival.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Christian, by the way.
That was a success. We didn't even have to say for the end to know that it was a success.
But the bluegrass community is really something extremely special and unique.
Right.
Mel, you said it last night. You were like, I can't think of another genre of music where you could just do that. And you talked about it like
I guess it's really as truly as the family aspect. And I was thinking about how much I wished, not only our kids, if I was just wishing like it was in my life. Music, having an instrument or playing an instrument was never, ever and talked about, important, brought up. It never was. Never, ever. And so I think I would have been the person that wanted to do that, but because it felt like, oh my God, instruments are expensive. Like we just can't afford that. And that's what other people do. But if the way that the bluegrass community is dads, sons, daughters, moms, grannies, uncles, everyone's playing music together. And it's not unique. It's the norm for everyone to have that. And so it's commonplace. So it's not that it's not special. It's that it's
not odd.
It's not odd. And so you're connecting with your family in a different way. And I wish I had that. And I wish that I had that in order to give to my kids, because I was thinking like, how dope would it be for us to make music with our kids? And I'm not saying we won't, we're still alive, but like to have that as an upbringing,
as a foundational
yeah,
thing.
exactly.
It's
Thank
part
you.
of the fabric of your family always.
Exactly.
Like that first band that we saw, Sawtooth and Sons, like
Yeah.
2 older guys, like probably in their 70s, and their 2 sons.
Yeah.
You know,
and it
Well,
just
and
go ahead.
Well, it's just gonna say the cloud. What you were talking about, both of the picking class. That there was the younger kid with his dad.
yeah,
That was in there, and then in the fiddle class, there was a dad with probably about 7 or so learning the fiddle, and it was so cute. They obviously play together, and she was doing pretty good with a room full of like grown-ups, pretty much.
yeah. There was that little boy that was in the flat picking class. I mean, he granted he just started playing, but he was keeping up with everybody. And I'll tell you what, man, like, don't ever downplay the impact that something that you say to somebody can have. Just the smallest thing. Like, I was having a difficult time with what Joe was talking about, and the cat that was sitting next to me, I found out later, is the guitar player for Knuckle Grease Station. And I didn't know. And so I'm playing, and Joe said, all right, we're going to do it again. And I was like, oh God, I don't know if I can do it or something. And the cat next to me, he's like, you got this, man. I heard you playing. You got this. And it made me feel like, oh yeah, he's right. I got this. And I did. And it was just through the community of it,
Yeah.
and like being supported by the community.
Yeah.
I've never experienced that.
I'm not saying that competition doesn't exist. It just seems as if that is so not what's happening there.
No, it
seems
very-
as if it's like, we want everybody to know how to play an instrument, and whatever you choose, let's do it.
It reminds me of a whole community of Cody's.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wants
yeah.
everybody to play and be part of everything.
Yeah.
And like
Here's a
that.
fiddle. Here's a
I didn't know
mandolin.
that till you just said it, because I was with you when we came out, and the guy was sitting next to you. I didn't know he was the guitar player for them.
Yeah, for Knuckle Grease Station.
Yeah, he was very cool.
Oh, and just another shout out, Greg, for introducing us to Christian. And then we met you again in person at the festival.
Is he the bass player for Knuckle Grease Station?
I
think.
don't
Great.
recall.
I don't know.
He's in Knuckle
Yeah,
Grease
he's in
as
the-
well.
But yeah, like it felt so good to be there. It really did. It felt good to be there. It felt right. And it brought something out of me that I didn't, know that I had.
Yeah.
Not that I'm like, oh, I'm not a singer. I wouldn't say that. I didn't know that was in me. I didn't know that was in me. And then a couple times Crystal stood by next to me, and she would just like kind of motion me like, like higher or lower. And like, then when I hit it, then she was like, okay, and then walks off and goes to someone else. And like, just having confidence by being there and doing the thing. You know what I mean? Like not being perfect. That's not what it is. It's like participation. That's what it was. It was like participate, just freaking clap your hand or say oh or what ooh or whatever.
That's
and
the
you're
nature
there.
of the bluegrass
Yes.
thing, though, because you have to think about it's old time music that came from the hills and families playing the music together and passing it down to each other on porches and living rooms. And that got handed around. And so the nature of that art form is community.
Yeah.
It comes from that.
Well, it's the all the bluegrass stuff we've done and that we go to, and everything, it is the most diverse group of people too, as far as like age and walks of life and everything. Like when we first started getting into bluegrass years ago, I kind of had in my mind like bluegrass was a certain type of people that played bluegrass and were attracted to it, and quickly found out that was wrong.
That is not true.
That the scope is huge, and that there's so much encouragement for everybody within that community.
Yeah.
Like we saw that there all day yesterday. It was great. And
I mean, I knew all this, like, I guess not intellectually understood that this was a thing, but going to the Newgrass Festival gave me the experience of being plugged into the community of playing bluegrass, not just spectating it.
and to make that community our community up here, like locally. This was in the town Newberg, which is like half-hour drive from us. And gotta say too, how do you pronounce the
Chehalem.
Chehalem Cultural Center?
Beautiful.
In Newberg. Beautiful. Everybody involved in that play, well done. What a beautiful place. What a great auditorium.
And
You
the
know,
the two bands that we saw both commented on how great the sound sounded for them.
Yeah.
They were like, we
Yeah.
hope it sounds good for you out there. And it sounded crisp and amazing. But when a musician is saying that too.
The whole thing reminded me of a simpler time.
Yeah.
Like
wholesome.
the world that we're in is so wacky, and family oriented stuff is not common as much, at least in our life here.
Well, and we're our kids are smaller, so it's
you know
harder.
what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not seeing it.
No.
And so this reminded me of like a simpler time of like the 4-H club and the Rotary Club got
Yeah.
together and threw a
YMCA.
pancake breakfast.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally, especially that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything should be kicked off with a pancake breakfast.
I agree.
believe.
Yeah.
Like the kids were serving up the adults are out there cooking it, and the kids are serving up the food to us and everything, and just like happy to be doing it. And it was a
amazing.
family affair the entire day.
I can't thank Wolves and People, Christian, and that Chehalem Cultural Center enough for putting on such a family-friendly, uplifting event. And I want to go every year.
It looked like Tuesday String Band crushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Well, it's gonna start. I was gonna go back to starting in the morning. It was the Coral Creek Bluegrass that was playing. They played for
During
2
the
hours
breakfast.
on
Yeah.
and off during the breakfast and everything.
that was like the OGs, like
That was
a
so
group
cool.
of old folks jamming.
Yeah. And
Season.
then we did. Then they had the workshops from 11
Elders.
to 12, and then in between that, from 12 to 1 in like main lobby, because it's like kind of a museum in there. And then they had vendors set up. Like there was a lady doing dog treats and lady doing all her artwork and all this stuff. And then that led up to the first one we went and saw was Sawtooth and Sons, which what is the La Jolla Theater. And that's what we're talking. The main theater there, it's like 215 seats or something. It was beautiful. And then after that was the Josh Cole band that
I
we
think
saw.
you got the name of the theater wrong.
No, it was La Jolla. But they had Jim Halliday.
Lajoie.
Okay. It said something else on the.
Jim
Up
Halliday.
by
Jim
the
Halliday,
front
yeah.
stage or something. Yeah. And then then we had to get home. We go.
Well, we didn't have to get home. We were
Well-
freaking exhausted, and we have a dog. We can't leave
Well,
gone all day, so we didn't
And
have
Cody
to
needed
leave.
to- yeah.
That we just couldn't stay.
But
till
we did get to say
11.
hi to Broken Compass.
Yeah, they
and
came in.
Mel saw Tuesday String Band.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you haven't listened to the Never Come Down episode from No Simple Road at the last Northwest String Summit, you should make it a point to go do that. And also, if you're not hip to Tuesday String Band or Never Come Down, go check them out. That's like all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
players
and
humans.
we recently had Broken Compass Bluegrass on for an incredible conversation with the whole band.
Yep.
And
it's amazing to me that like it's 2025 and there's this resurgence and return to acoustic, family oriented music.
Simpler
it's really
time.
dope. And the other thing that going to this did for me, and I said this during Sawtooth and Sons, it really put into perspective for me what a I can't even think of a good word, like gigantic talent Billy Strings is, because he took this art form and grew up in that community that we saw yesterday, going to those things and playing with his dad and, his friends and all that stuff. And he has shaped an entire new world out of it that fills arenas with no drummer and 4 or 5 musicians. You know what I mean? That is rooted in that thing that we went to yesterday.
yeah.
But has become this behemoth universe.
Yeah, he put his Billy flavor on it and brought it to the masses, and it has been
really-
well received.
Yep.
Are you talking about 2019 String Summit?
Yeah. No,
So, 2018.
the last one.
2021?
Wasn't it after COVID?
I don't think.
Yeah. 2022.
2022.
Yeah.
Oh, 2022?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Everything is BC AC now.
which is weird. So the other thing down there too is finding out about what a big bluegrass community there is up here in the Pacific Northwest and on the West Coast. Like we keep hearing about like Tuesday String Band playing at Gilgamesh Brewery. And then I heard like 7 other ones thrown out in conversation.
There's jams almost every night of the week.
This brewery has it, this bar, this restaurant, this place, like jams going on. Like, I know practically every day of the week.
Artichoke Music has a jam. Tomorrow's Verse has a jam. They have the one at Wolves and People on Sundays.
There was a couple breweries that.
And I mean, if you want to just go watch, there's probably one happening every night of the week. You can go to the Oregon Bluegrass Association website, and it'll give you the lowdown on where,
we need to do that,
where those jams are. Yeah.
Let's do it.
I feel like I need to go.
Okay, if you're interested in that episode with Never Come Down Band, it's hard to say which one it was. I think it was the first one, but it's back in August 12th, 2022. And the 1 part and 2 part are right next to each other when you look at them through Apple Music. So you'll be able to find them easily. I think it's part 1 because that happened earlier on, but sometimes with editing and stuff, it could have been in part 2.
It was the
whole thing's a good listen.
We were at least a day.
It is.
I think we were a day in, and we had been up all night, and it was hot, and we didn't know that we were going to interview them. And, Tom Neckville brought them over.
Yeah.
And sat them down with us, and I got my mind blown.
Absolutely. Northwest String Summit blew our minds. Like every meeting, the music, watching people's interaction, the venue, like it was pretty incredible to be like, and we were tripping because we were part of that.
Yeah.
We had a booth.
We were in it. Yeah.
You know, we were like, oh my God, we don't even barely know about this and we're part of it. How did we get so fortunate? Yeah. And
welcome inside.
Yeah. I'm
grateful.
I'm really grateful for all the beautiful opportunities No Simple Road has brought our way and like keeps coming. Like meeting Christian, we just had this episode out a few weeks ago, like maybe 3 weeks ago we had Christian on, and we have not known him before then.
Yeah.
But now if we see him again, he's our brother. We supported him, and anything he does, we'll shout out because, we love him now.
I'll say it again too, because I've said one thing I love about bluegrass for the 3 of us, not even just as No Simple Road, but individually and as friends. Bluegrass, we pretty much like discovered together.
Yeah.
We
got into it together.
Yeah, together.
Yeah, we got into it and learned to dance to it and trip to it and everything.
What's cool too,
it's been a journey for us together.
We all like the same type of bluegrass too. You know what I mean? Like we are into the same kind of bands, and I think that's, dude, it's so fun.
I meant to shout this out too. On the way home from this festival yesterday, Apple and I are in the car, and I put on this album. It's All That Will. It's the latest release from Shadowgrass. Holy smokes, man.
It's amazing.
Yeah. If you haven't listened to that album, that is like your No Simple Road homework for the week. Go listen to All That Will from Shadowgrass. It's on the streaming platforms.
And I'll rephrase that. I'm not supposed to say amazing.
Yeah, stop saying amazing.
It is beautiful, outstanding, stupendous.
Nice. Good adjectives,
It's
Apple.
a great listen.
Yeah. It hits you in all the feels, in all the right way. And those cats are incredibly talented and doing their own particular brand of the thing. And hopefully we'll get them on the show. I tried and we couldn't schedule, and then
things work out how they work out. They really do.
But then we got to be reminding them, Craig.
Yeah, that's true.
We'd be forgetting.
Speaking of reminding everybody, No Simple Road, along with Long Strange Putt,
and The Grateful Mountain,
and Venue Llama,
and Fire on the Mountain,
and Tuesday String Band. We're doing a fish pre-party at Fire on the Mountain at 1708 East Burnside from 3 to 5 p.m. on 4/20. So yeah, Tuesday String Band's going to be playing. There's going to be a raffle. Long Strange Putt and Grateful Mountain are going to be there with their swag. No Simple Road, and we might do some trivia. I don't know. So yeah, come hang out with us. I think that on the docket of things coming up, that I am most excited about fish right now, and I can't even with it. I
can't even with you right now.
I told Apple, I was like,
don't be dry.
Sometimes I wish that you could just like put yourself in hibernation till stuff comes up. You're like, oh, fish show's over. Okay, I'm going in the capsule for a week.
I would hate that. I would hate that so much.
Then
all this like new stuff happens and you don't know anything about it.
It's kind of like that movie Click with Adam Sandler.
That's exactly what I said to Mel.
It's like, oh, this is cool. And the next thing he knows, he's like an old man that's dying. And he's like, what the fuck happened? My wife left me. My fucking, like, everything fell apart.
And then the other thing
anticipation's great
that is dope that's coming up for us is Mojo Family Fest.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about that too. Hell yeah.
If y'all don't know, Mojo Family Fest has steady been the most fun festival
for us.
Yeah.
For us. It's because it's our hometown. It's our hometown homies. We've every
seen
year
it growing.
Yeah, every year we've done something out of our own element that we didn't expect to do.
We made it rain last year.
Literally elements.
Yeah. No, well, and the first year was story time. That was, like we had never done that before. And
that's right. Yeah, we had the couch, the coffee
it was awesome.
table.
That was Camp Suds.
That
was Camp Suds.
Was that Camp Suds?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're mixing things up. But yeah, story time.
Yeah, I do that.
That is June 27th through the 29th, 2025 at Red Mud Ranch out in Oregon City with The Works, Bodie Mojo, Chalk Dinosaur, Disco Sponge, headliner to be announced, Family Mystic, Walian, Chicken Shit Gamblers, Supernatural Beavers, and Marcelo Gatron Band, and a whole bunch more. So please come hang out with us. The summer is getting ready to kick off.
And I heard that there might be something special at the No Simple Road camp.
But we can't tell you
We're
about
not going to
that now.
tell you. First of all, I do know it's going to happen, and it's going to be lit.
No,
Let me just say that.
Spill the tea.
I'm not spilling it, but I'm getting people excited
You're like,
and
look
ready.
at my teacup. You
no,
can't have any.
I'm telling everybody that it's going to be super fun, and it's not a possibility. It's an inevitability.
Apple doesn't know what you're talking about. I can
No.
see the
Okay.
look on his
Even,
face.
used to say
even
I
Apple can't
dumbfounded.
know about it
No,
right now.
half the time I don't know what they're talking about either. So don't feel bad, listeners. Oh, wow.
Well, okay. I mean, aside from, because we haven't,
Checked in
for quite a while. Apple, why don't you start us off? Because, we had this awesome Bluegrass Festival, but that was just our cool event. What's been going on? How have you been feeling? What's up?
Yeah, I'm feeling better than I was for about a week and a half or so there, and I'm having fun at work. Last week I went down to I always love going down to Eugene. And especially when I get paid for it to go hang out. I went to a thing called Camp Weed, which was all day put on by one of the like smaller chains of dispensaries. And it was for all their employees. And that was super fun. Tomorrow I get to go, the company I work for, buddies, we're hosting it's called the Lit Global Bowling.
Hey, 15-year-old Apple.
Yeah,
when you're older, you're gonna go to Camp Weed
to go be stoned and hang out at a bowling alley and promote our brand and bowl against. I don't know what team I'm on yet, but I'm bowling on one of the teams. And yeah, super fun. But besides that is all the excitement too. Like Aaron was just talking about. We have a lot coming up. April's going to be super fun. I also, with my job, get an all expense paid trip to Las Vegas at the end of April after 420 to go meet the owner of our company and go do things with our sales team. And I also get to extend that to go see. I'm looking forward to seeing my dad and some friends and stuff. Right. So yeah, it's like heading towards springtime here. We got
behind this door,
little
Apple,
bit
you
of
have
winter
your
left,
dream job and all expense paid trip to Vegas and Camp Weed.
Yeah. So
Good for you, brother.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm 55. I worked for this shit, man. So things are going good. And yesterday was fucking super fun to go see this festival and to see how it came off. I'm so happy for Christian and just the town of Newberg and the cultural center, because I think it is definitely going to be a thing now. It was very successful. They sold out, and it's
Yeah. It
Yeah, it did sell out, huh?
It did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's been super fun lately. And heading into more fun.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah.
So I get to be the turd in the punch bowl this week.
Well, then I can lighten it up.
Okay. Well, everything Apple said, but the opposite for me.
With the work, with
Your
the,
turn,
with
Mel.
the work
Yeah.
thing, and
I'm-
you got a lot going on.
Y'all, you don't want to hear.
Well,
about
then you
it.
don't got to go into detail, but like, it's how are you? How are you feeling? What's
I'm
going on with
through,
Aaron?
An emotional, difficult time with my day job, and we're being reorganized, and my boss, who is a close friend, could possibly be laid off if he's not hired for a new position. He had to reapply and interview for something. And I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of it, but it's a huge change for me that I did not ask for, and
Most of the
don't
time.
particularly want. And if anybody out there is hiring graphic designers full time, can pay really well, I'm here. If you need somebody that like you have a podcast and you want to pay an editor full time, I'm your guy. Also, I can bake. So if anybody out there's hiring, man, I could use a new job right now. Just saying. That's how I've been doing. How about you, Mel? Yeah.
Bring it on home, Mel.
Well, aside from tending to my husband, I have been working my other jobs, and I've been actually very fulfilled in both of my jobs, very much. And especially this past weekend, being able to, okay, just really quick. In each of the things that I do, like No Simple Road and my job, and then now at the naturopath's office, I always feel like, there's X amount of Melanie that I can be. Like, I can't really be my full every place. And on this past Friday, I really felt like, and this is at the naturopath's office, I felt like I was my full Melanie there. And it felt so good.
Hell yeah.
It
babe.
felt so freaking good. And it wasn't just because I had more clients or whatever. Like, I had such a meaningful and spiritual and hugely crazy healing event that happened times 2 back to back. And that was really crazy. And the caveat was that it was in my native tongue, in Spanish. And so that, I feel, the more fluent I become with Spanish, the more spirituality, I don't know how to say it, but
You're
like
connecting on a deeper level with your spiritual side through your
native tongue.
Yes.
Thank you, babe, for saying that so eloquently.
Yeah.
So that's been really, when you get energy like that, it's not like you're not tired in the same kind of way. It's different.
No, it fills you up.
It fills up your
It
cup.
doesn't pour you out.
I came home on freaking like on 4D batteries,
Like,
You were. It was great hearing about you. Came in I was like, oh, so you're wiped out? And you're like, no, the opposite.
No.
I'm like, charged. I'm ready to do shit.
I was.
Like,
I was so sprung, and like a lot of times people will say, like, if you're a therapist with some, body work or whatever, like, oh, it's exhausting. But it's kind of like when when everybody knew I was a valet, they'd be like, oh, you must drive the nicest cars. And I'm like, we drive the shit buckets that nobody wants to park too.
you don't even want to touch the seat.
But so like the other part of being in therapy is like nobody tells you about those high energy clients that come through your door where you leave and you are completely lit from ear to ear, and it just, I'm feeling really good about all of my jobs, all 3 of them.
Well,
I feel really great about it.
I mean this. It's going to, after my report this week, this is going to sound like bullshit, but it's not. I mean this for both of you. I'm really fucking proud of you guys for finding your shit and like doing the thing and sticking to it through it being hard. And now seeing it start to pay off for you guys, it's really dope to watch. And I'm super proud of both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a sacrifice. When I took this on to go to the naturopath, I didn't have to.
No.
I wasn't like, oh, I need an extra job to make money, or I'm bored. I need to do something with my time.
Let me fill up the only spare time.
No,
I
I
have.
literally took on my extra time to work, and it is paying off in not just financially, but like it's edifying myself, my spirit. It's like bringing glory to my
Fuck yeah,
higher
baby.
self. It's like, this is what you do. Like,
I get the after
You-
effects.
you
of
know
it,
what
so
I
yeah,
mean?
more. Bring it on.
I've told Mel before. I love seeing you Friday mornings.
Oh yeah,
you
you're
are
ready to go.
like your energy, your look, everything is like Mel.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like
It's
myself.
more you than the other things and stuff. And
Well-
you're just like you always got a tune going. You're like walking. Okay, see you all this evening.
Mhm. Well, when I'm going to my 4-day-a-week job, I'm waking up early AF. My hair's back. I got a hat on. I've got some ratty clothes.
I love it.
I love it too because it's grounding AF. It
And that
helps.
job's a workout
It's
too.
a
That's
workout. It's grounding. It's fun. But like, it doesn't pull from me, pull certain things from me that
Yeah. Give you
I
everything
want to
you need.
express. You know what I mean? And so being able to dip my toe in all three of these wonderful things that I get to do, it's just been, I feel as good as I have been in a really long time. And that's saying something because I haven't seen Jasper in a really long time. And that
He's coming.
I
yeah,
know
that's
he's
coming
he's
up in April.
But that's I usually get bummed out if I haven't seen Sydney in a while. That always happens, and it'll probably always happen my whole life. I'm connected to her. If I don't see her for months,
It is your daughter.
it messes me up. And as much as I love Simon, and I'm so grateful that he lives close, I get like that if I don't see him for a while too. Like it's something that happens, and because I've been so fulfilled in these other things, I haven't been focusing on that, and it's been a pleasure. It's been really beautiful lately.
Well,
Even with my man being
there you
under.
go.
Wait, one last thing because
Simon's
not
here, by the
just
way. We
because
gotta
you said
wrap it
it
up.
to us. Seeing you, like you said it before on here and everything. Congratulations on what you've done with the podcast. I mean,
Yeah.
this came from, Simon bought the microphone, this and that and everything. But hearing you say that for a while, and that is like, I found like my thing.
yeah, just my thing doesn't pay me.
and it's great, but
it can.
But it pays in so
No, in
many
other
other
ways,
ways.
yeah, totally.
And we're still, like Mel said earlier, that I'm still alive. We're still going and everything. Who knows where it's going to go? We get so much recognition from musicians for being a platform and everything. And you're the one that created this.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
You're the
Yeah.
one that created it, and being on this ride with you. We're all in this together
It's a
now.
trip.
It's dope to see you. You are like home in front of this board and this
Yep.
computer and with these mics and everything, and it's dope to be a part of and to see you so happy.
Thanks,
And
man.
With it.
okay, I just want to piggyback, and I'll be quick because I know we got to go upstairs. At the we were having lunch yesterday at that Bluegrass Festival, and Crystal from Never Come Down Band was walking through, and I just said, "Hey, I just want to thank you for that." And so we all got into a conversation because we were all there together. And she said, "Hey, I just want to thank you guys for doing what you do
Oh yeah,
because that's a dying art right now.
yeah. Radio's dying.
People interviewing musicians, especially just a single musician in a band, it's not happening. And
No.
if it is, it's not often. And
if it is, it's on a scale like Rolling Stone.
exactly.
or
And
something.
so she, recognized that and thanked us for doing that. And I just want to second that of what Apple was saying. Like, you created that space for us to be able to do that and for everybody to be heard, their music and their story. So that's dope. And we can make money too. You can figure out how to make more.
Trust me. I'm
I know
working
you
on it.
are. I know. I'm just saying, I love you, and
love you
you
too,
are
baby.
doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Oh.
You just got to do it all the way now.
Okay. 10-4.
Boom.
Love you guys.
All right,
Thanks for
everybody.
listening.
Hey, I was serious at the beginning of this. Go follow Soma Kirtan, and yeah, those are
Stay tuned for that
some
episode.
wonderful people. I'm super excited for you to hear that episode. It's one of the few recent episodes that when we were at the 1 hour mark, I just said fuck it, and we just
Yeah.
kept going. Yeah, is that it, Everybody?
Yeah,
We
I
gonna
think
go
we-
eat
yeah, we're
bratwurst
good.
now?
Yeah, we're gonna go eat and hang out. And
All right. Well,
Happy St. Patty's Day to everybody that it applies to.
well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Is
I-
it
they
just a
don't-
happy day?
Yeah.
Just a happy day?
Sure. Yeah. Happy day.
Yeah.
For Karen, that's for you. Happy
Day, Karen. We love you.
Until next time, take care of each other. Smile at a stranger. Safety third. Hydrate. And
never
Don't-
pet a
don't-
leprechaun.
look, don't fucking pinch each other, man. Like, we had to stop that game around here. Apple bruised my nipple. We don't play that game.
That had nothing to do with St. Patty's Day. That was just plain purple nurple. You know, it's bad. We
Love
don't
y'all.
do that anymore.
Peace.
Have a salad.
But it's a burden. Family needs has been deferred, and hella means been the earth, and alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a newborn. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so commitment, so resilient, or haven't you learned it? No simple road. 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 My windshield is shattered as I focus through the spot in the corner that is still intact. The react is both a defense mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A=A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Hey, this is Steve Choi, host of the Musicians Guild podcast, part of the Sound Talent Media podcast network. Within the four walls of the Musicians Guild, we'll be discussing the habits, idiosyncrasies, experiences, and general psychology of my friends and peers, all involved with music in various capacities. Listen and subscribe at soundtalentmedia.com.